Okay, Leo, here is your New Year's, Christmas season, happy holidays reading. So I have your work, your spirituality, and an extended romance reading here. Sorry, I was going to take that away. For you. So we're going to start off with the spiritual side of things and see where you guys are at. Okay, first card on the spiritual side. For the Leo, let the emotions flow. Do we have a reason for this? That's what they said. We have a reason for this. We may have been hurt over this time, is the sense I get, and we're needing to release some emotion here. Next card, heed the messengers. Intuition, right from above. Little birdie on your shoulder told you what to feel. Feel and release emotion is a sense I'm getting. A need for healing here is what. Make the sacrifice. This is interesting because bumps it up a notch. Making a sacrifice, usually coming to terms with something that needs to go. It may be a relationship, maybe a person, it may be a belief system, a situation that needs to be released. Not only the emotions need to be released, but I feel like they're being released because we've realized that something has got to go, and it may be a close personal relationship. Okay. On top of let the emotions flow from the above deck here, we have the Ace of Water. Strong connection, yeah. That is about emotions. Let the emotions flow. Obvious if we have emotions. Now this could be in a positive or negative way, but this here, make the sacrifice, makes me feel that there's something here of a close personal nature that we need to let go of, and it's not going to be easy at this time. Heed the messengers. What do we get there? The Seven of Water. A lot of emotion here. Speaking to justice, right? Yeah, there is an instinct here that we need to release something because it is either not balanced or not treating us fairly in some kind of way here. And this is just not, I'm feeling it was soft-heartedness, like we want to continue, but we realize that it's not going to do us any good if we continue in this way. Make the sacrifice. We have the Maiden of Earth talking about joyful appreciation. May lighten us up in order to get... I gotta quit saying get rid of. But this energy is just not conducive for our field to go forward in this kind of energy. So we need to release it, and so that we can become joyful and happy, this kind of thing. Something here is not making us happy, so we have to release it, feel the emotions, go through all of that, and make the right... I feel like we understand this intuitively, but it's just the process of doing it is just hurtful. So on top of the strong connection here, we get, the Three of Swords, despair. So either we may have had someone here do something to harm us in a way that we realize this, or it is just heartbreaking no matter, because it just does not suit us in some kind of way here. It's justified. Universally, it's justified that we no longer continue in this way. So on top of the Justice card, we have the material maturity, the Initiate of Pentacles. A lot of initiates and mature things coming through as in people. But here in this deck, it is talking about the material realm. And I feel like on a spiritual realm, we've already come to terms with this, releasing. We may have emotionally released this part already, but physically, we may not have. But we are, if we're in mature way, we will be making that step to go in this way. So this may be happening over the season, or the idea of it may be introducing to you over the season, or like I say, we're in it. Okay. Maiden of Earth, this is the happy joy and whatnot. If we make the sacrifice, we will be able to lighten our load. We will be able to come back to joy and happiness again. It just may take a while. On top of that, we get worry and stress, the Nine of Swords. So it seems like this person, or it seems like a relationship issue here. It seems like this person is creating a lot of stress and worry, and it may also be worrisome about how we're going to approach this person to tell them. that we no longer need their services, kind of thing. This kind of thing. Yeah. It is stressful being in it, and it's stressful breaking it up, but we know it is the right thing to do on the material plane. Okay, so that's pretty basic. In your spiritual center, something needs to go. We know we're grounded on a lot of levels here. We may have to heal a little bit, but we know something's got to go, and it's the stress of having to actually physically come forward and tell that person or that situation or the scenario. Okay, on the work end, what do we get here? The first card for Leo, Knight of Cups. Yeah, it's all about the love's infiltration of the work area. So again, maybe someone at work. There's a picture. This guy is kind of grabbing his head like, oh, my head hurts because I'm thinking about this lover, da da da. So there it is. Loving situation, a partner that we are filled with thoughts about. Okay. Next card. 8 of Swords. 8 of Swords is about being overworked to a degree that we come home, we just flop down. We got so much work to do, but not enough energy to keep up with. Okay, next card. The Emperor. Boy, this one's making its rounds in the work field. While we're up and at it at work, we are really overstimulated, overworked, that kind of thing. We're thinking at home when we get home and we're awake. We're thinking about work. We wake up, we go to work, this kind of thing. But we're exhausted at the end of the day. This is us coming home and we're still tied up with things of a work nature. And not only that, we've got, work on our mind. We may have a lover on our mind. It's all gummed up in there to the degree that we may not be able to focus on work properly because of this lover that we have a lot of stress and anxiety about. Okay, let's get to the tree cards talking about the Heather. And this is about transition and partnerships, and it can be about both transitions in partnerships. We may be stressed about a union we're coming into or a union we're trying to get out of. A sense from the spiritual side is that we're trying to kind of make our way out of a relationship here is what is causing the most stress. But we want to be upfront and whatnot. So there's a transition here in a relationship way that is really overwhelming us at this time, and maybe even giving us a hard time at work because our mind's not on our work. So the 8 of Swords is the exhaustion. We come home, just the stress overwhelming us, period, even if we weren't working, is enough to tire us out. But we also have stress at work, is the sense like we're busy at work. Maybe not so stressful, but we're busy, and to the degree that we might miss things because of all this personal stuff going on. On top of that, we get the Elm, and again, delight and awe. So there's this sense here greatly. Once we deal with something, on the other side, there's great happiness. So either we've really got a situation here where we're trying to unburden a partner, and that would, to the degree that we've kind of grounded with it, to the point that we're going to be happier on the other end once we deal with it, but we may not have really dealt with it. The Leo may be the person in the relationship that realizes this first. So the Emperor, what do we get there? We get the hazel tree, talking about inspiration and wisdom. So the Emperor energy, not only at work, but having to do with personal issues, they take charge and they move and shake and they make decisions. And the thing is here, we got a lot of wisdom to inspire us to move forward. And not only that, I feel like we've grounded in our decision. We are not at a point where we don't know what we want. We know what we want. We just need to act on it. Okay. As we go back to the union and partnership here and transition, what do we get on there from the Sun and Moon? Is Prudence, 8 of Pentacles. Taking it day by day, step by step. I don't feel a procrastination energy, but I feel taking advantage of time passing. And I'm going to deal with this the next time it arises. So we're not rushing to, surpass flow here. We're just going to, when the moment comes, then I'm going to say my piece and on I'll go kind of thing. So the Leo quite being in their own energy in that way of knowing what they want, and they're going to deal with it as it comes to bear. So the delight and awe, again, I feel it's very much once we unburden ourselves of whatever it is here that is in the forefront we need to get rid of, we decided to get rid of, we need to do that, and then we will be unburdened on the other side. We have the King of Wands, yeah, and that's a fiery energy of going after what you want. And getting it, right? And it may be too, knowing exactly what you don't want so that you can clear that out as well. So actively going in the way, I don't feel so much, I feel like the Leo is kind of taking it in a balanced stride, meaning even though we are stressed in the mind to the degree that it may be getting in the way of our work, I don't feel like they're going to actively pounce in any direction here before its natural time. I feel like they're going to wait for the flow. It may even be a casual relationship we're dealing with here. So the next time you come around into town, then I'll deal with it then. That kind of thing. We're just going to take everything in stride. Even though the King of Wands is quite fiery in action, I feel like he's not jumping guns. He's not, there's nothing here that we're going to take out of a guided flow that we feel the universe will supply, kind of thing. Now, the inspiration and wisdom, the wisdom here, again, there's a lot of work in here, but a lot of personal stuff at work. So I feel like the Leo is taking charge again in their own element, being driven at work to do what they need to do, and the personal side, they'll deal with that when they get to it, and it's not going to be before. They are ready, but it's not going to be before they feel the other person can deal or whatever. I don't even think they're thinking that far into it. I think they're just going, the next opportunity I get to deal with this person, then I'll deal with that. Now, on top of that card, we get the Queen of Swords. Yeah. And I mean, she's cutting the heads off, right? So the action will be taken and a boundary will be cut here. Now, again, on the work area, we may be even dealing with a firing of an employee or something like this. Dealing with the everyday. And the sense is, if we're Leo and we're the boss and somebody's got to go here, we may be stressing about dealing with them in a certain way. But we may also know that heads are going to roll here. We got to get rid of something's got to give. So we just are going to be able to do what we need to do when we need to do it. And again, we're not going to rush anything abruptly. We're going to do deal as we need to and do as we need to. And it's all in the good flow of things. Like, yeah, work-wise, it kind of overlaps. So again, we might have someone at work that we are involved with in an emotional way, or we just could have an employee here that we may have come to the decision that we have to remove in some kind of way. They don't either they don't fit the job or whatever, things aren't working, so they need to go. Okay, on the romance side, here we go. Leo. 20, the Judgment card. This is about calling, the universe calling you instinctively to make a decision here. And that is, are you going to hear the call or not? Like, and the crowd is cheering and they're like excited about what's being heard here or the decision that needs to be made. And maybe all of this backed up stuff. Next card is 6, the Lovers. Yeah. I do feel like this could be a work-love situation. And the sense is that it may not have worked out, so they got to go. Like, they got to be fired or they got to be removed, or something's got to happen here. We've got to remove things because it's just no longer. Yeah. Okay. So, nonetheless, we got Lovers. We got a Judgment. We got instinct coming down about a lover. And I think we are listening. Next card is my dud card, and if you don't follow my readings, I put the kind of the bum card in there in case the universe has a card they want to play and they can't let the Leo in on it. This is this. So basically, the universe is saying none of your business. We can't tell you what happens here. One, because it's fated to one or the other, the Leo or the partner, or whoever is integral here. And two, because if anybody knew, they would change plans and things, and there's a chance that fate would not happen. And this is fated. This is written. So it has to do with someone's fate here, and the fate really has to go through the way that it's meant to, so we can't give you any insight. But there's instinct here, and it's going in the direct. So listen to your instinct highly, and you'll be okay, is the sense. It's always the sense. 20 on the judgment. What do we get to clarify? Wow. 28. We get the man of passion. The passionate man. He's very focused and driven in a passionate way, to go forward into a relationship. This could be the Leo energy moving forward, because we got it away from that energy, and we'll move on. Next card we have is 19. This is about big business. This can be about lawyers. This can be about legal things. So if we're having affairs with someone at work, be careful. There might be some things that go on above our head here. Meaning, be careful. Some people may be talking lawsuits here within the work area, where we may have had a Leo and another partner get together legit, kind of, on the sly, but not on the sly. And then after we get some suits coming out of this may, I don't feel it's for a lot of people. I just feel this is a possibility that could happen. Now, on top of the universal none of your business card, we have 40, the mask. Now, I'm getting an energy here, not so much about anybody wearing a mask, but if you got lawsuits going on, obviously somebody's wearing a mask, because I get a sense that if the Leo is indulged here, we were both in agreement. So somebody, we could have that on the downturn. But I'm also getting a sense here that this is just kind of amping up that, again, we got to mask things here, because if everybody gets all the details, somebody's going to try and swindle it in a way where our fate may not come through. And the fate is written, it's meant to happen, so we can't have that. Okay, as we go on to the passionate man here, or it could be passionate woman, right? Because we're general. On top of that, we get the King of Wands. That fire energy, right? And the King of Wands, he is very compassionate. He is very driven to take care of this other partner. Now, if you notice, they're both naked, so that means that they're both completely and utterly true to each other in the way of vulnerabilities. They're completely vulnerable to each other. So I feel like on some level here, this is what we dipped into. So it would be hard to leave that, because this is a very loving, caring energy. Passionate, adventurous as well. It's really got all the trappings of, a good, exciting relationship. So that's what we indulged in. On the big business here, again, watch for lawsuits. If we're on the physical side at a work area, that can get dicey. We get the Knave of Wands. Okay, this tells me passionate, right? Very passionate. That's the Knight. So he's quickly moves in, quickly takes charge, and quickly gets the conquest kind of thing. The same element, same guy. He's moving up in the world here. So we had a quick tryst with someone that we decided to take it one step further. So the sense is that we may have had a Leo here that kind of had a misjudgment on work. I don't want to see nobody at work, but we crossed that line in passion. Okay, we could not resist. Again, these are fated things to happen, and sometimes like a what do you call that? A fling at work is meant to happen to change things, other things around you. So anyway, we went into the passion side, and then we also decided to continue to see them and warm that fire a little more. That's what that's telling me. The king to the knight to the king. Now, as we go into the max, the area where a lot of this secretive energy's laying, because the universe is saying there's some fate here that needs to happen and we can't reveal any way what that is. We get the Queen of Pentacles. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, again, you'll know where you sit here. She is kind of one step away from giving that guy a boot in the face, like, get off of me. She is kind of laid a limit, like, you are at my feet. Now, if we're talking about work, we could be the boss, right? Could be a female Leo. And this man is below us in status and maybe in age as well. But below us in status where he is not of the higher echelons in this company or what have you. And because of this, we look down upon them. So we are kind of using them in a certain way. So if this is the case, Leo, we may have a situation here come about where if we were used at work, okay, hold on. I'm getting a legitimacy for this legal stuff. We might have had someone take advantage of their power over us as an employer. And because of that, we might, But again, I feel two people indulged here, and it was, but at the same time, we may have been treated not so great near on the other end of it. Or is this what we're going through now? Okay, so the Queen of Pentacles, she here is basically saying you have your place and it's down there and you listen to me and So kind of taking charge. Even though that's not the natural Queen of Pentacles energy, I go with the visuals. And here she is looking at herself and her worth. And you are not worthy almost to the degree. This may be something that hits on a deeper level. Okay. As we go back to the loving energy, again, this is as good as it gets in the passion front. On top of that, we get the King of Coins. How many kings and knights are we going to have here? This is about grounded energy. This is about stability. This is about longevity. So are we trying to make a Wands dude stable like a Pentacles dude? The essence of one can be. Somebody here wanted more stability from the relationship than they got. And it may have been the masculine or feminine below the employer. They may have wanted to come out and, be long-term with this. And the sense is that the one that was in charge may not be in agreement. Okay, look at this. Knave of Wands, we get the Knight of Swords. So somebody's moving quickly out of dodge or into commitment. Just give me a minute here. Because from this side here, I get a sense whoever's the boss person and whoever's looking down upon, because I feel a great energy for looking at this person as below me. Like I can take advantage here. Again, not good energy. But we took advantage and you stay there. You don't rise to where I'm at kind of thing. So I don't know if this person on underneath, if I put it that way, the employee, if they figured they slept with the boss that they'd get a raise, like is this what they're, because this is all kind of kindergarten stuff, like just shouldn't be indulged in. But nonetheless, we might have a problem in that way. It might be an ego fight here. Because we indulged here, okay? So now the Knight of Swords is showing me an energy of moving quickly out of this situation. But we're moving towards being more grounded. We're trying to become more grounded. So did we have a subordinate that we got intermingled with want stability from us or is trying to gain stability and we just truly do not want that and we will not honor that in any way, but they're coming quickly to try to gain this? Okay, this is what I'm getting. On top of the Queen of Pentacles, again, you have your place, you stay there, and somebody's driving fiercely out of there. It's like, no, I rise to where you're at. There's a conflict here in status, okay? On top of that, we get the Empress, talking about peace, calm, and serenity. Yeah, this is all the energy here. There's something here that's hidden about the situation. And I feel like there's a little glitch that I am missing. Like, okay, I'm going to pull the Casanova cards and then we'll go over it. I'm just going to go through that. It's like, it could go, but I don't want to reveal too much where destiny is at stake here. King of Coins, somebody wants stability from this relationship no matter what the status. I feel groovy with you. I think you feel groovy with me. And I want this for the long term. Somebody is quickly trying to make this visible. On top of the King of Coins, we get the Justice card, talking about consequences and inevitability. And inevitability is sitting there quite highly saying, no matter what, if this relationship is meant to be or is not, that will rule. And as far as I know, there's destiny here, but I don't know in what way. If we're actually meant to be with this person or not. Now, all the spiritual stuff here on the Leo side really adds up to someone being stressed about letting another partner know that they're not interested or that they don't have a use, or they are trying to release this person. Now, this person, I feel like this is the opposition. They're coming in to counter that before the Leo has had their say. This may be where they figure it out. Let's go. Okay, so the Knight of Swords, that's quick movement to come in. We have the Empress talking about taking action, and it also speaks to mother figure and fertility. And I do feel like someone here is going to take action. I feel it's the Lover. And now again, this is where the big business comes in. Be careful if someone's trying to take over your business. If this is obvious. If it's not, it's not there. Yeah. So someone's coming quite quickly. Now, it could be the Leo. But no, the Leo, because I was getting, no, I'll take it when the opportunity comes. But somebody here is coming full bore to try and preempt that. Okay, on top of the Empress energy, this is what... cool, calm, and collected, we will take over. I feel that's the Leo energy, and I feel like I've made up my mind. I know what I want. Somebody's trying to change the mind of the Leo. I don't feel that they'll be successful, but I get the King of Pentacles. Material, power, ambition, and a threat. Yeah, somebody, unfortunately, you may have someone here using love to try and take over in your company or try and swindle you in some way. They may be using the love side to try and swindle things from you. So if you're a business owner, they may be falling, allowing themselves to fall for you. They're going, not that we didn't fall. We did. We both fell. But there is no longevity here, period, is what they're telling me now. The Leo has figured this out. The other partner wants to have the longevity, to get benefits through the business, through work, through somehow. Again, is somebody here trying to gain rank through a romantic partner? This is kind of the sense I'm getting. Okay, I'll leave it at that now. Back to the Justice card. Again, it will happen the way it's meant to happen. We get the complex flower. And right away, they made me see the doorway here. There's a little doorway with flower on it. And it's like, we got a doorway here. Somebody's going to walk through it. Either way, there's a bunch of doorways here. One person's trying to come into the Leo through a doorway. And the Leo is trying to exit stage left. So, this has got to be worked out. But again, I feel like the Leo is prepared and they're expecting it. It's just maybe not as soon as it may hit. Now, the action here, the ability for action, I feel like that's that person on the other side of the Leo going, I got to get in there, I got to change their mind. Because on an internal level, they got to sense this, right? They're actively fighting it, I think, is the thing. On top of that, I get the octahedron, talking about eights and air and integration. So with integration comes a need to change things, right? When you integrate, you change, and then you work in the new way. So this is the thing. I feel like that person that's coming at the Leo is kind of in for a little bit of a shock. I think they intuitively know, but they're not listening to their instinct. They're running headlong in there, figuring that they can change the Leo's mind. This is what they don't understand. Now, as we get the King of Pentacles, this threat, I feel like that's the energy of this person that's coming at them if they were successful. Now, What do we get on the spiritual? Complex wheel, yeah. And I get like a, yeah, like it's going to hurt. Like I get these little swords, almost looks like swords going this way, and it's like it's going to stab us. Emotionally, everything. One, because we may even lose our job over this because of the person that is in the way of going to the, because they do have an underhanded way. We're trying to get benefits out of work here through being in a relationship. It's just not right. So that alone is gonna hurt. Secondly, they may lose their job altogether, which they did not count on at all. They thought for sure they'd have their job, and they thought for sure they'd have benefits on top of that. So that to lose their job and the partner, this is going to come as a bit of a blow. Man, that's excitement, isn't it? Complex wheel. It's absolutely complex for that person. I think the Leos got it all figured out in their way. They're putting the hammer down and they're just waiting for that person to walk in the door, and they're ready with the ammunition, which is where your service is no longer needed on a personal or a business level. This is really what I'm getting. Woo! No shit. Sorry, I shouldn't be swearing, but yeah, it's heavy. So somebody indulged here. There may be a sense of regret, but the Leo is like, we knew what we're doing. We're adults here, and now I gotta make an adult decision based on something I did, and I'm just gonna do it. I gotta move forward because the business is really more of a worth than this relationship was. Unfortunately, it's that raw. So there's your reading for the Christmas season. Hopefully that helps you in some way. There's parts here left out deliberately because there's fate that's got to work its way through, so be aware of that. But in the meantime, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Stay safe over this season. Take care, have fun, and be kind.